Disclaimer: this is a work of fiction created for entertainment purpose only, not affiliated with BTS or Big Hit Entertainment. Characters and storylines are fictional and for entertainment purpose only. If you are homophobic, then please just leave. Tiger's Bunny promote respect and kindness. Seoul city lights glowed below as Taehyung and Jungkook sat beside. They had been friends since college, but tonight had a strange electric tension neither of them wanted to admit. Taehyung leaning back on his hand. It's quiet up here. Kinda nice, Jungkook nodding, glancing at him. Yeah, feels like old times. They both laughed softly, but when Jungkook laugh lingered, Taehyung notices the way his lips curved in the dim light. His heartbeat picked up. He forced himself to look away, but Jungkook's eyes were already on him. Jungkook teasing. Why are you staring, young? Taehyung half smiled. Maybe because my best friend looks different tonight. Jungkook's cheeks warmed. He tried to brush it off with a cocky grin. Jungkook, different good or different weird? Taehyung, good, really good. A long pause stretched between them. The city noise faded. Jungkook playfully expression softened slowly. He reached for Taehyung's sleeves, tugging it. Jungkook, Young, can I ask you something kinda crazy? Taehyung, you always do. Jungkook quietly. Have you ever thought about us? Not dating, just something else. Taehyung froze for a second. He had thought about it too many times, but hearing Jungkook say it made everything real. Taehyung, you mean friends with benefits? Jungkook nodded, eyes flickering away nervously. His voice was almost a whisper. Jungkook, yeah, I trust you, and I don't want to date anyone right now, but with you, it wouldn't feel weird. Taehyung's chest tightened. He looked at Jungkook's face, earnest, a little scared, but wanting this. He reached out, gently touching Jungkook's jaw. Taehyung, are you sure, Bunny? Jungkook shivered at the nickname, nodding. Taehyung leaned closer, his breath warm against Jungkook's cheeks. Taehyung glow. If we do this, I can promise I will treat you like just a friend in those moments. Jungkook's heartbeat pounded in his ear. Instead of answering, he tilted his face up. Taehyung's lips brushed his jaw first. Soft testing, Jungkook gasped quietly. Taehyung kissed again. Taehyung pulled back just enough to look at him in his eyes. Taehyung, last chance, you say no, we stop, no hard feelings. Jungkook answered by closing the gap between them. Their lips met, tentative at first, then hungrier. Taehyung's hand slid up Jungkook's side, tugging him closer. Jungkook let out a tiny sound as Taehyung deepened the kiss, tilting his head, tasting this laughter that always lived on Jungkook's lips. The rooftop air grew warmer around them. Taehyung pressed soft, teasing kisses down Jungkook's neck. Jungkook finger fumbled at the buttons of Taehyung's shirt. Everything felt reckless and perfect. Taehyung against Jungkook's skin. From now on, it's just us, no strings, right? Jungkook trying to sound sure, right? But in the way his eyes lingered, Taehyung saw something more, something that made his chest itch. He ignored it for now, pulling Jungkook into another heated kiss as the night wrapped around them. Taehyung's apartment late night. The city was quiet by the time they reached Taehyung's apartment. Jungkook had followed him in silence, the air between them still thick with everything that happened on the rooftop. Taehyung opened the door and flickered on the warm light, letting Jungkook step in first. Jungkook softly looking around. You are never brought me here this late before. Taehyung closing the door behind him. You are never kissed me like that before. Jungkook froze in the hallway, cheeks flushed. Taehyung walked closer, slowly, every step deliberate, like he was giving Jungkook a chance to stop him. But Jungkook didn't move away. He tilted his chin up slightly, eyes wide and nervous. Taehyung low teasing. You are still sure? Jungkook nodded. Taehyung reached out, finger brushing Jungkook's jaw. He leaned in, kissing him again, slow at first, then deeper. Jungkook let out a soft sound against his lips, his hands gripping Taehyung's shirt to keep him close. They stumbled toward the living room, lips never parting for long. Taehyung backed Jungkook against the wall, kissing down his neck, jaw, and collarbone. Jungkook's breath came in shaky burst as Taehyung whispered close to his ear. Taehyung husky, you have no idea what you are doing to me, Bunny. Jungkook breathless, half teasing. Then show me, Young. Taehyung's eyes darkened. He slid a hand on the back of Jungkook's neck and kissed him again, harder this time. The world shrank to just the two of them, tangled against the wall, the soft hum of city lights outside. Taehyung guided Jungkook toward his bedroom, never breaking the kiss. The door closed behind them. Morning Taehyung's bedroom. Jungkook stood slowly, blinked against the sunlight, flitted through the curtains. His body felt heavy, warm, and completely wrapped in Taehyung's arms. Taehyung was still asleep beside him, his face relaxed in a way Jungkook rarely saw. Jungkook turned on his side, watching him quietly. He told himself not to overthink it. They are agreed, they're just friends, but his chest flutters anyway. Taehyung, half awake, voice rough. Staring at me already, Jungkook startled, then shy. You were snoring. Taehyung, grinning sleepily. Liar, you think I'm handsome in the morning. Jungkook rolled his eyes, but his blush gave him away. Taehyung reached out, pulling him closer until Jungkook's forehead rested against his. Taehyung, about last night, Jungkook quickly cutting him off. No strings, just fun. I remember. Taehyung smiled, fluttered for a second, almost like he would expected Jungkook to say something else. But then he nodded slowly. Taehyung, right, friends with benefits. Jungkook forcing a grin. Yeah, easy. But as Taehyung's thumb brushed his cheeks, absent-mindedly, Jungkook's heartbeat sped up. It didn't feel easy at all. Later the day cafe. They sat across from each other like they always did, coffee cups between them, but the air was different now, charged, uncertain. Jungkook catch Taehyung looking at him a few times, and every time Taehyung looked away like he wasn't supposed to. Jungkook trying to keep it right. We are not gonna get weird, right? Taehyung meeting his eyes serious. No, if we are honest with each other. Jungkook smiling. Then it's settled. They clinked their coffee cups together like a toast, but underneath the surface, neither of them could ignore the quiet shift between them. The line between friends and something more had been crossed, and neither of them knew if they could ever go back. College morning. The next day, Theung and Jungkook walked into campus together, laughing like they always did. No one around them had any idea what happened in Theung's apartment last night. They looked like just best friends, loud, playful, inspirable. Jimin running toward them. Yeah, you two are late again. Jungkook pretending to pout. It's Theung's fault. He overslept. Theung grinning. And someone refused to get out of my bed too. Jungkook froze. Jimin blinked at them, confused. Theung quickly laughed it off and nudged Jungkook's shoulder. Theung, kidding bro, we were gaming all night. Jimin, you two are crazy. Anyway, hurry. Professor is already inside. They run toward classroom. Jungkook's heart was beating so fast. Just one slip and their secret would be out. College cafeteria lunch break. The group sat at their usual table. Jimin, Hoseok, Jeonggi, Taehyung, and Jungkook. Everyone was talking loudly, gossiping about college life. Jungkook and Taehyung exchanged secret glances from time to time, like a quiet language only they understood. Hoseok teasing. You two are like an old married couple, always together. Jungkook laughing awkwardly. We just hang out a lot, that's all. Jeong is raising bro at Taehyung. You seriously don't have a girlfriend yet? With that face. Unbelievable. Taehyung smirking. Maybe I don't want one. Jungkook hid his smile behind his drink, but then. Taehyung a cheerful female voice cut through the noise. Everyone turned their heads. A girl from another department was walking toward their table, holding a small wrapped box and a letter. She stopped in front of Theon, blushing. Girl, nervous. I really like you. Please go out with me. The entire table went silent. Everyone stared at Theon. Jungkook's stomach tightened instantly. He didn't even know why this was supposed to be casual, right? Jimin whispering excitedly. Oh, Theon, this is your moment. Theon blinking surprised. Jungkook looked down at his foot, stabbing it with his chopsticks. He hated the weird twisting feeling inside his chest. Hoseok, she's cute bro, say yes. Jungkook trying to act normal but voice a bit sharp. Yes, Young, why not? You don't have anyone anyway. Theong looked at Jungkook for a second, rarely looked. Jungkook avoided his eyes and Theong turned back to the girl. Theong, polite smile. I'm really sorry, I can't accept this. You are sweet, but I don't feel like this way. Gasp and teasing filled the table. The girl left embarrassed but smiling shyly. Everyone stared, poking fun at Theong for rejecting her. Jimin, yeah, what's wrong with you? You broke a girl's heart. Young is snorting. Maybe he's secretly dating someone. Everyone laughed. Jungkook forced a laugh too, but inside he felt a strange warmth. Theon could have said yes, but he didn't. College hallway after lunch. Theon catch Jungkook's wrist and pulled him into a quiet corner behind the music room. Jungkook startled. Young, what are you? Someone will see. Theon whispering. Why did you sound jealous earlier? Jungkook face eating. What? I wasn't. Don't flatter yourself. Theung stepping closer, eyes glitting like he knew exactly what Jungkook was feeling. Theung softly. I said no to her because I don't want to make things messy between us. Jungkook muttering, looking away. You didn't have to explain. Theung leaned down slightly, close enough that Jungkook could feel his breath. Theung. But I wanted to. Jungkook's heartbeat went crazy. Theung smirked and let go of his wrist, walking back casually like nothing happened. Jungkook stood there, cheeks burning, clutching his chest like his heart was trying to escape. Escape, Jungkook, whispering to himself. This is not supposed to feel like this. Evening, Theung's apartment. Jungkook came over like usual. They ordered food, watched a movie, and then naturally ended up in Theung's room again. It was their new routine. Their friends with benefit deal was supposed to be simple, but every night felt a little less casual and a little more intense. Jungkook lay in Theung's arm afterwards, staring at the ceiling. Jungkook softly. You could have said yes today, young Theung, gently brushing his hair. I don't want to. Jungkook, why? Taehyung smirking, because I already have someone who drives me crazy. Jungkook's eyes widened. Taehyung laughed and kissed the tip of his nose playfully, leaving Jungkook flustered and speechless. College party evening. The campus festival party was loud and crowded. Lights flashed, music boomed, and people laughed in groups. Jungkook walked in with Jimin, scanning the crowd until his eyes landed on Taehyung across the hall. Taehyung looked like he owned the room, tall, dressed in black, hair pushed back, every head seemed to turn toward him, Jimin grinning. Your best friend is causing a scene again, Jungkook rolling eyes. He loves attention, but his chest felt tight. Theon had a drink in his hand and was surrounded by a group of girls. He was laughing with one of them, leaning in slightly as she touched his arm. Jungkook muttering, "What's he doing?" Theon POV. He noticed Jungkook the moment he entered. Jungkook was wearing a loose white shirt and ripped jean, hair falling into his eyes, adorable. Theon smirked. He had planned this. He wanted to see Jungkook's reaction. Theon to a girl. You look really nice tonight. Girl blushing. Thanks, Theon. You too. He laughed softly, tilting his head just enough to make it look flirtatious. Flirtatious. Out of the corner of his eyes, he saw Jungkook freeze. His plan was working. Jungkook marched toward him, trying to act calm, but his jaw was clenched. The girl giggled at something Theung said. Jungkook suddenly slid between them, smiling too sweetly. Jungkook, Young, there you are. I was looking for you everywhere. He clung to Theung's arm like it was the most natural thing. Theung raised and brow amused. Theung. Oh, I thought you were busy with Jimin. Jungkook, tight smile. I got bored. The girl looked between them, awkward now. Jungkook's sweet smile didn't match the sharpness in his eyes. Theung bit back a laugh. Girl, I will catch you later, Theung. Theung innocently. Yeah, sure. She left the moment she was gone. Jungkook turned to him, frowning. Jungkook, what was that? Theon, playing dumb. What? Jungkook, you were flirting. Jungkook, Theon, smirking, leaning closer. And what if I was? Jungkook, jealous glare. Then stop. Theon grabbed Jungkook's hand and pulled him out of the crowded room into the quiet hallway. Jungkook stumbled after him, annoyed. Theon, low voice. You are jealous. Jungkook, looking away. No, I am not. Theon, cornering him against the wall. Yes, you are. You were ready to bite her head off, Jungkook pouting, voice rising. You were acting like you liked her, Theon grinning. Maybe I just wanted to see how my bunny reacts. Jungkook froze Bunny, his ears turned red. Theon leaned closer, hands on the wall beside Jungkook's head. His voice dropped to a soft whisper, Theon, and you looked so cute, being possessive made me wanna. He didn't push, he pressed his lips slowly dragging down to his neck. Jungkook gasped, clutching Theong's shirt. Jungkook whispering, Young, someone will see. Theong mumbling against his skin. Let them. He kissed Laura just enough to make Jungkook's knees weak. Jungkook pushed at his chest weakly, blushing furiously. Jungkook whining. Stop teasing, Theong. Soft chuckles. Why? You started it, princess. Therefore her touch, the playful air softened for a moment. Theong's eyes touched Jungkook's. Theong. Don't ever doubt where my eyes go. Jungkook, heart racing. Then stop making me jealous. Theon whispering, only if you admit you like me. Jungkook showing him lightly, shut up, Young. But his face said everything. Theon laughed, wrapping an arm around Jungkook's waist and pulling him close as they headed back toward the party. Jungkook still flustered, Theon grinning. Theon's apartment late night. Jungkook sat curled up on the couch, scrolling through his phone but not really reading. Theon come out of the bathroom, towel around his neck, hair damp. He noticed Jungkook's tense shoulders. Theon, you are awfully quiet tonight, Jungkook muttering. Nothing. Theon, frowning, sitting beside him. Don't lie to me, princess. Have been acting weird all day. Jungkook snapping. Then maybe stop giving me reasons to. Theon froze. Jungkook bit his lips, realizing he let the slip. Theon leaning back slowly, eyes narrowing. Theon, this is about the girl at the library, isn't it? Jungkook glaring. You were flirting with her like you didn't have someone waiting for you. Theon, half laughing. Someone? I thought we were just friends having fun. Jungkook's chest tightened. That sentence felt like a slap. He forced a bitter laugh. Jungkook. Yeah, right, just friends. I forgot. Theon, realizing too late. Jungkook standing up, voice sharp. You can flirt with anyone you want, Young. It's not like I mattered. He stormed toward the door. Theon grabbed his wrist. Theon, you do matter. Jungkook, eyes shiny, not enough to stop you. He pulled away and left, leaving Theon standing in the doorway, guilt twisting in his stomach. Next few days. They avoided each other at college. Jungkook sat with Jimin instead of Taehyung. Taehyung pretending to be fine, but his eyes always searched for Jungkook. Whenever their eyes met, Jungkook quickly looked away. Hoseok teasing, "You and Taehyung had a lover's quarrel." Jungkook forcing a laugh as if Taehyung watched from afar, hating the distance. His chest felt weirdly empty without Jungkook beside him. College raining afternoon. Jungkook was leaving the building when with a heavy rain started. He forgot his umbrella and groaned. Suddenly, a black car pulled up beside him. Taehyung. The window rolled down. Taehyung, get in. Jungkook crossing arm. I can walk. Taehyung turned. Princess, get in the car. Jungkook hesitated but eventually climbed in. The air inside was thick and with silence. Taehyung softly. You will get sick. Jungkook muttering. Why do you care? Taehyung gripped the steering wheel jaw tight. Even when Jungkook was mad, he couldn't stop looking after him. Taehyung's apartment evening. They ended up at Taehyung's place again, like gravity kept pulling them back. Jungkook sat on the couch with a blanket, hair damp from the rain. Taehyung came over with a towel, gently rubbing his hair dry. Jungkook confused. Why are you so being nice? Taehyung whispering. Because I can't stand seeing you upset. Jungkook looked up wide. Taehyung cupped his face, thumbs brushing his cheeks. Taehyung. I acted stupid. I thought if I flirted around, I would remind myself this is casual, but then you walked away and it felt like someone punched me. Jungkook's heart squeezed. He tried to look away, but Taehyung leaned closer. Taehyung, I don't want to see anyone else. Even if I don't say it properly, you are mine. Jungkook's breathed. Taehyung brushed his forehead, then his nose, then finally his lips. Soft at first, then deeper at Jungkook's hand gripped his shirt. Taehyung pulled him into his lap, wrapping his arm tightly around him like he would never let go. Jungkook whispering against his lips. Taehyung smirking gently. Yeah, princess. Jungkook blushing. Don't test me like that again. Taehyung, never. They stayed like that, wrapped up in each other, the unspoken feelings between them louder than any words. Time skip college bus morning. Jungkook sat by the window, earphones in, pretending to sleep. Taehyung slipped into the seat beside him with his usual grin. Taehyung, morning princess. Jungkook pouting sleepily. Taehyung, don't be loud. Taehyung freezing. Did you miss me? Jungkook blushing. No. He buried his face in his hoodie. Taehyung chuckled and leaned back, watching him fondly. Mountain resort afternoon. The class arrived at the small mountain resort for a 2-day trip. Rooms were assigned in Paris. Pairs. Jungkook checked the list nervously. Jimin reading the list. Taehyung came and Jeon Jungkook. Oh, lucky boys. Everyone cheered. Jungkook turned pink. Taehyung only sprayed. Taehyung leaning close. Looks like fate wants us to share a room. Jungkook whining softly. Stop teasing. Share room evening. The room had one big bed. Jungkook stood awkwardly in the doorway. Jungkook, there is only one bed. Taehyung, so Jungkook pouting. Young Taehyung shrugging, dropping his bag. We have shared before, unless you suddenly hate sleeping next to me. Jungkook's cheeks heated. He muttered something and started unpacking. Bonfire night. Everyone gathered outside around the fire. The night was cool, stars bright. Jungkook sat between Jimin and Taehyung, sipping hot chocolate. Every time Taehyung leaned close to talk, Jungkook's heart races. Jimin, eyeing them suspiciously. You two have been weird lately, Jungkook, almost joking. What? No, Jimin. I'm not blind, Cook. The way he looks at you, the way you act around him. Jimin froze. Jungkook froze. Taehyung raised a brow but stayed quiet. Jimin, leaning closer, whispering, "Are you guys, Jungkook's ear turned red. He shook his head too fast, but his eyes darted towards Taehyung instinctively. Jimin, catch it. Jimin, grinning. Aha, I knew it. Taehyung laughed softly, ruffling Jungkook's hair. Taehyung, you are too easy to read, princess. Jungkook, pouting. Young, shared room. Later that night, they changed into comfortable clothes. The room was quiet, lit only by a dim beside him. Beside lamp, Jungkook lay on one side of the bed, staring at the ceiling. The Taehyung turned to face him. Taehyung softly. Did Jimin's teasing bother you, Jungkook? Mumbling, it's embarrassing. Taehyung, why? It's not like we're doing something wrong. Jungkook turned towards him. Taehyung's face was closed, eyes warm. Jungkook whispering, because this was supposed to be simple, but it doesn't feel simple anymore. Taehyung reached out and gently brushed Jungkook's hair back. Taehyung, then let's stop pretending. Jungkook, blinking. What? Taehyung, voice low, steady. I like you more than a friend, more than whatever we call this. I have liked you for a long time, princess. Jungkook's eyes widened, his heart pounded. He couldn't speak. Theon smiling softly. You don't have to say anything right now. I just needed you to know I am done hiding. Jungkook suddenly sat up, fist clenched on the blanket. Jungkook, Young, you can't just say that and expect me to be calm. Theon, sitting up, confused. Then tell me, how do you feel? Theon, Jungkook stared at him for a second, then blurted out, voice trembling but clear. Jungkook, I like you too, a lot. I hated it when you flirt with others. I hated acting like it's casual. I'm scared. Theon reached out, cupping Jungkook's face gently. Theon, then don't be scared. Be mine for real. Jungkook's breath catch. He slowly nodded, eyes shining. Theon smiled, a soft, sincere smile, and pulled him into a warm hug. Jungkook buried his face in Theon's chest, heart racing. Theon, whispering against his ear, I love you, princess. Jungkook's reply was quiet but clear. Jungkook, I love you too, Young. Theon tilted Jungkook's chin up and kissed him, slow and deep, full of everything they hadn't said before. It wasn't about rules anymore, it was real. Time skip college cafeteria. Jungkook walked into the cafeteria holding a tray. He froze when he saw Theon sitting with a girl from their class. The same one who had confessed to him earlier. She was laughing loudly, touching his arm playfully. Theon didn't push her away, just smiled politely, but to Jungkook it felt like a punch. Jungkook whispering to himself, Why is she sitting so close? He bit his lip harder, heart twisting painfully. He turned around and quietly left before anyone noticed. Later, empty hallway. Theon looked around after lunch, not finding Jungkook anywhere. He frowned, pulling out his phone. No reply. Not in class. Not in their usual hangout spot either. Theon muttering, Where did you go, princess? Rooftop evening. Jungkook sat on the rooftop, knees pulled to his chest, eyes red. He hated feelings like this. He had confessed. They were together now, so why was this edge still there? Jungkook, voice cracking. I told him I love him, and he still smiled at her like that. He hugged his knees tighter, the door opened behind him. Theon panting. Finally found you. Jungkook quickly wiped his eyes, pretending to be fine. Jungkook, Young, what are you doing here? Theon walking closer. I have been looking everywhere. Why are you avoiding me? Jungkook shrugging. I'm not. Theon crossing arm. Then look at me, in my eyes, and say it. Jungkook looked away. Theon signed and knelt in front of him. Theon softly. This is about that girl, isn't it? Jungkook's jaw tightened. Silence answered. Theon gently lifted Jungkook's chin. She came to talk to me about a group project. He is the one who sat beside me. I didn't flirt back to Jungkook, voice shaking, but you smiled at her. Everyone was watching. It felt like I was nothing again. Theon's eyes softened immediately. He cupped Jungkook's face with both hands. Theon, hey, look at me. You are not nothing. You are my everything. The only one who makes me smile like an idiot. The only one who makes my heart beat like crazy. Jungkook's eyes filled with tears. He hated how easily Theon's word melted him. Jungkook whispering, then why don't you push her away? Theon signing, because if I made a scene, everyone would start rumors. I was waiting for the right time to tell everyone about us. I didn't want you to be dragged into gossip. Jungkook stared at him, lips trembling. Jungkook, I thought maybe you regretted being with me. Theon's heart clenched. He immediately pulled Jungkook into a tight hug. Theon whispering against his ear, don't ever think that. I would never regret loving you. Jungkook's arm slowly came up, hugging him back, burying his face in Theon's chest. Jungkook muffled. I hate you sometimes. Theon smiling softly, but you love me more. Jungkook sniffled and nodded against his chest. Theon pulled back slightly, wiping Jungkook's tears with his thumbs. Theon, princess, misunderstandings will happen, but don't run away from me, okay? Let's face it together. Jungkook nodded shyly. Theon leaned in and kissed him softly. Warm, reassuring, full of love. Jungkook kissed back without hesitation this time. Theon, forehead against Jungkook's. Next time, I will make it clear to everyone. You are mine. Jungkook blushing, and you are mine too, Young. They laughed softly, holding each other as the evening breeze wrapped around them. The misunderstanding faded, replaced by something stronger, trust. College courtyard. The bell rang and students gathered around the courtyard for the annual mini feast. Jungkook stood near the drinks stall with his best friend Jimin, trying to act casual. His heart was beating so fast. Seung had told him last night that he wanted to say it openly. Jungkook was nervous but excited. Jimin, nudging him. Why are you so red? Huh? Did Theon say something again? Jungkook stuttering. No, I'm just hot. Jimin, rolling his eyes. Yeah, sure. Suddenly the mic cracked and everyone turned toward the small stage. Theon was standing there, tall, handsome, wearing a white shirt with sleeves rolled up even from far. Jungkook could see his confident smile. Girls screamed. Jungkook's stomach flipped. Taehyung on mic. Hey everyone, sorry to interrupt. I just have something important to say. Students quieted down. Jungkook's breath catching his throat. Taehyung's eyes scanned the crowd and stopped right on him. Taehyung, I have been hiding something for a while, but not anymore. I am in love with my best friend, the one who turned my world upside down. The crowd gasped. Taehyung stepped down from the stage, walked straight toward Jungkook. People parted automatically. Jungkook froze as Taehyung stood right in front of him, still holding the mic. Taehyung, softly, eyes locked. Jungkook, you are mine and I am yours. No more hiding, princess. Jungkook's face flushed pink. The crowd erupted in whispers. Jimin's jaw dropped. Taehyung gently took Jungkook's hand and pulled him closer, leaning down to kiss him softly in front of everyone. A real kiss, no rushed, just them. The courtyard filled with cheers, some teasing whistles, and Jungkook hiding his face in Taehyung's chest afterward. Jungkook whispering, pouting. Hyung, so embarrassing. Taehyung grinning, kissing his forehead. Worth it. Taehyung's apartment night. Jungkook sat on the couch wearing Taehyung's oversized hair, still blushing from everything that happened. Taehyung came from the kitchen with 2 mugs of hot chocolate and sat beside him, pulling him into his arms. Taehyung, you were so cute today, Jungkook pouting. Everyone stared. Taehyung teasing. Of course, my princess is gorgeous. I wanted them to know who I belong to. Jungkook buried his face in Taehyung's chest, hiding his shy smile. Taehyung laughed softly, wrapping his arm around him tighter. Taehyung, remember when we promised no feelings? Jungkook mumbling. Yeah, Taehyung, look at us now. I felt so hard for you, Jungkook. I can't imagine a day without you anymore. Jungkook lifting his head, eyes sparkling. Me too. I love you, Young. Taehyung cupped his cheeks, kissing him deeply. It was slow, full of warmth. Jungkook climbed onto his lap without thinking, arms around Taehyung's neck. Both of them giggled between kisses. The night felt soft and perfect. Taehyung whispering against his lips, from friends with benefits to forever. Han Jungkook smiling brightly, forever. Later, bedroom. They lay tangled together on Taehyung's bed, the moonlight painting their faces. Taehyung stroked Jungkook's hair as Jungkook traced lazy patterns on his chest. Jungkook sleepy. I still can't believe you confessed in front of everyone. Taehyung, I wanted the world to know you are not just someone I fool around with. You are the one I love. Jungkook snuggling closer. You are so cheesy, young. Taehyung kissing his forehead, and you love it. Jungkook giggled softly. Taehyung grabbed his arm around him protectively as Jungkook drifted to sleep, safe and warm in his embrace. The end.